masterminds behind the scenes and all of you for being here, and to Creative Ireland, Westmeath County Council for generous support. My name is Aaliyah from Seed Scholars, and this is our final collective meeting for Gather and Grow, this series we've been doing for the past few weeks. And today we are going to travel into the world of fauna, of the animals. So we started with a very open-ended idea and thinking about place. We moved into the plant world, and today we're going to be delving into the animal kingdom. So I'm excited to go there with all of you. To start, I'm just going to share my screen for bits and pieces of this. Is that working? Thumbs up, cool. So to begin, just to get a sense of where everybody is, if you are calling from Dublin, can I get a little boogie like this? Woo, woo, woo. I'm calling from Dublin today. Nice. I see some dance moves. If you are calling from Kildare or somewhere to our west, can I see a little move over here? Yeah, some people grooving that way. If you are calling from north of us, from Meath or upwards, or from the south, further down from Wicklow. Okay, cool. Good to know where people are at. A lot of people in Dublin, which makes sense. Good to see all of you. And just to wake up a little bit from that lovely, relaxing music we had from Audrey, we're going to try a stretch that I call seed and sprout. So for seed and sprout, we're going to scrunch up all crinkly. You know how some seeds are really crinkly? We're going to scrunch up our face and scrunch up our whole body really, really tight and inhale. And then when I say sprout, we're going to let it all go and stretch out. So can I see seed? Can we try seed? Scrunch everything up. And exhale, sprout. Nice, Ethan. I see you sprouting. I see David sprouting. And inhale, tighten everything up for seed. And exhale, sprout and stretch. Very nice. Last one. Inhale, tighten everything up for seed. All of those plant parts hiding inside of you ready to bloom. And exhale, sprout and stretch. I see Claire stretching. Yes. Good stretch from John. Feels good. Nice one. So we've arrived to our place, thinking about animals in our place. And to get us started, I'm just going to share a quick visualization to get us thinking about animals and animals in our place. And as we're doing this visualization, try to picture what I'm saying, and also start to plant seeds in your mind of animal stories from your places that might be coming up. So I invite you to close your eyes if you would like, and to get comfortable in the place where you are. You might wiggle around a little bit and find a comfortable seating position. Roll the shoulders back. Perhaps your hands are rested down on your knees or lifted up if you want to have a more open invitation this morning, or down if you want to feel a bit more grounded, if you've been feeling like you're swooping all around. So getting nestled into your place. And great, I'm seeing some comfortable seated people. And gently starting to close the eyes with a soft gaze and bringing them to close. And as we begin this adventure, we're stepping out of the room where you are, or the garden if you're Veronica, and you're stepping into the forest. Your feet are gently stepping onto the leafy matter of the forest floor, crunching on some pine needles and some freshly fallen brown oak leaves. You hear the crunch and the light battering of whatever is underfoot. And you're quietly fox walking like we've practiced before, with a little bend in your knees so that you can gently take each step, causing as little disturbance to what's around you as possible. And you're noticing the trees, the way they're swishing in the wind, and starting to hear some noise. You hear a squirrel and see it afterwards, scuttling up into the tree. And next, you start to see the outline of a great creature. First, the antlers from around a bend, and then its whole body. A beautiful deer, a beautiful buck. And it roars, and it takes over your whole being, the sound of that roar. And you notice it's not alone. There's more bucks nearby. And you realize it's the rut. It's the time in autumn and fall when they're starting to mate and to get very active. And there's loads of them, and they're all wild around you. And you realize this is a beautiful thing to see and witness. You also want to give them their space. So with that, you slowly back away, step by step, from whence you came, but with the memory of it seared into your mind. So slowly inhale in and exhale, fluttering the eyelids open with the image of the buck and the rut. And this is what's happening around this time in Ireland. I've noticed the deer in Phoenix Park starting to get really active in this way. And it's an incredible thing to see the deer with their antlers full of leaves and foliage and ivy and whatever they've writhed their antlers into to create this beautiful headdress. And that's what's happening with animals for me right now that I'm thinking about. And I'm wondering if any of you have an animal moment story that you might like to share. A special moment with an animal. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a minute so we can see you better. If you have an animal story, you can show me some flower fingers. Anyone like to share? I see some flower fingers from John. Would you like to share an animal story?
John, do you want to unmute yourself?
No. No, there you go. Okay, here we are, Vicky. Here we are.
Can you come a little closer to the mic, John?
Yeah, I put it down now. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Animal, chicken, animals.
The animals?
Yeah.
Is there an animal in particular you're thinking about?
I thought it was a lion.
A lion.
A bear.
A bear. Ooh.
Yeah. And
Have
they
you
have,
seen those before?
yeah, I do, yeah. I seen it before. No, I wasn't as a short box. Last week again.
Mm.
Animals.
Yeah, thanks, John. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I just saw it. Elephant. Elephant.
Elephants too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lion. Tiger.
Tigers, wow.
Tiger.
These are loads.
Yeah. I know.
I think the deer is the closest to that size we get in Ireland natively, but those we have at the zoo and other spots we might have seen them. So thinking about those as well. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Probably still.
Uh,
I know.
Would someone else like to share an animal story?
I see Ethan holding
Yeah.
up his hands there, Eliza. Do you want to?
Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, Ethan, would you like to tell us?
Yeah, I said, yeah, on the spot, WC, I saw, because I saw the Christmas was the zebra.
Ooh, a zebra.
Yeah,
Just like your shirt kind of today. You got some
yeah,
black and white stripiness.
yeah,
Cool. Thanks,
yeah,
Ethan.
yeah, that's,
It sounds like we have some zoo visitors in the house. That's a good spot. Good spot for
yeah,
animals. And also in Phoenix Park, right?
yeah,
Right next to
I
those
know
deer. Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ethan.
Veronica, sorry.
Veronica. I just wanted to say I was thinking of the deers as well. And yesterday I went for a walk up in the Dublin Mountains and I have it on my phone here. Can you see that? There were the deers. It looked like a statue. We actually thought it was kind of those broken cut trees, but we could see loads of them around 7
Wow.
o'clock. Was
That's
magic.
so
We were
cool.
scared. Yeah. But I think with the small antlers, are these the young ones, Elia?
Yeah, the males have the antlers, so those could be the juveniles just coming into maturity. But yeah, different deer have different types of antlers. So there's red deer and sika and fallow deer, and they each kind of have different antler structures. So it could be that it was a different variety, or it could be a young deer.
Okay, thanks for that.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. And Jackie, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, do you want to unmute yourself there, Jackie?
Thanks, Rachel.
Now, have you a question for Leah?
Yeah, I have a niece same name. Hi, Leah.
Hi.
Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Oh, yeah. Your name is Leah, isn't it?
It's Aaliyah, yeah.
I
you
have
got
a
it.
niece same name. I have a niece same name, Leah Rose.
Cool.
O'Hagan. She's my niece, actually. She's my brother's daughter.
Lovely.
Now, there is loads
Tell her I
of
say hi.
if I get to see you.
Yeah. Give her a wave over text.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Jackie. And did you have an animal story you'd like to share?
I know I'm a dog lover, as you know, and stuff. And we had kittens, we had cats, we had hens, and we had dogs.
Wow. Loads of animals by you.
I was weird with dogs before. I never was a cat lover. I was weird with dogs, so I don't like cats.
Yeah.
I like dog lover. I like dogs better, you know.
Yeah. I've had cats and dogs too.
I was weird with dogs in
Mm,
Strafford, where I'm from. I
cool.
was weird with dogs, so
Thanks, Jackie. Thanks for sharing, guys. So it sounds like we have
That's a
some.
the garden.
Oh, perfect. We're going to use those in a little bit.
The twigs, sorry, they've got 2 leaves and tied about.
Perfect.
And
yeah, we're going to be using those, so keep them close by. And it sounds like we have some pet animals, some visits to the zoo. Veronica saw some deer in the mountains. So there's lots of different ways we can experience animals in our daily life. And today we're going to be thinking about the ones that are native or local, mostly naturally in the Irish environment. So these are the ones that could be just hanging out near where you live because they're natural to this environment. So with that, I'm going to share my screen back again. And hopefully we can all see this. Is that good? Perfect. Thanks, Audrey. So today we are going to try playing the head honcho game again. We tried it last time with the owl eyes and it felt a little bit rushed. So I thought we might try it again and get some more guessers in. And this will also help us practice the art and science of observation again, just like the animals do in the animal kingdom. And then we're going to see and hear about some of the local, mostly native Irish animals that are around us and think about what they're up to this time of year. And think about where they live and what kinds of homes they find and build for themselves. And finally, we're going to practice building a den, which is one type of living environment that some of the animals prefer. And hopefully we have time for a bit of reflection and a song at the end. I'm going to try to be better with timing today. So that's the plan, and off we go. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen again because it's game time. So for this game, I'll just do a quick reminder about the rules of the game. Some of you have played before. This game is called Head Honcho, and it helps us hone our owl eyes strategy of observation. I see John and David getting their owl eyes ready already. Ronnie's got them on. Yeah, see lots of owl eyes coming out. Sheena's got her owl eyes. Audrey's got them. Great. It's a little harder with glasses, I'm noticing, but it's still good. So for Head Honcho, we are all going to become the owl and try to use our sense of sight really intentionally. And we're going to send one person away. And that person is the guesser. And by send away, I just mean they need to close their eyes and their ears for 30 seconds. So they have to promise not to listen to us or to look at us, or else the game is ruined. So we're going to send the guesser away, and the rest of us are going to choose the head honcho, the leader of the pack. And the head honcho is going to do different moves. So maybe it's snaps, maybe it's claps, maybe it's flower fingers, flower fingers, flower fingers. It's whatever you want, as long as we can see it in the screen. And the rest of us follow the head honcho. So whenever the head honcho changes a move, if they go from this move to this move, we all have to change and follow along. When the guesser comes back, after 30 seconds of being away, they have to guess who is the leader of the pack, who is the head honcho, and they get 3 guesses. And if they're taking too long, we're going to have to speed them up because they only get 3 guesses and we want to have multiple guessers. So that's how we play, and using the skills of observation. just like in the animal kingdom. Any questions? Okay, let's give it a go. I am wondering who would like to be the guesser. Any brave guessers? I see a hand raised, but I'm not sure. It says Pathways. What's your name? Can you unmute? Jane. Okay, perfect. Jane, would you like to be the guesser?
Jane, can you unmute your screen so we can hear you?
Sorry, there, Jane.
No, okay.
Do you want to be the guesser?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so that means you have to promise to head away for 30 seconds. So close your ears and close your eyes like this, okay? So fully away. Okay, Jane is gone. Who wants to be the head honcho? Okay, I see Jackie. Jackie. Yeah? Thumbs up, Jackie? Jackie, can I see a thumbs up? Okay, perfect. Okay, so Jackie, start. Start your moves. Are you going to do claps? Are you going to do snaps? Okay, claps, snaps. Okay. Okay, we're all following Jackie. Jane, you can come back. Jane, you get 3 guesses. Who is the head honcho?
Jackie.
Oh. Jane, you got it. Well done, Jane and Jackie. Guys, I want to be the guesser next, okay? Is that all right? Rachel, would you help me choose the head honcho while I'm away?
No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go away for 30 seconds, so start your moves. Choose and start your moves in the next 30 seconds, okay?
Okay. Now, who would like to be the head honcho? Any volunteers? Oh, Claire, okay. Claire, if you want to unmute yourself. Good lady. Will you know what you have to do? You know, like snap your fingers or clap your hands or, you know, and change it so that Elisa doesn't see, okay? Now we'll have to be able to see your hands, okay? Okay, so off you go.
I'm coming back. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, I'm seeing some different moves. Is it David?
No.
David, are you the head honcho? No? Okay, keep going, keep going. That was my first guess. Is it... Oh, I see some enthusiastic moves. Is it Sheena?
No, that's your 2
No,
guesses.
not Sheena.
No.
Okay, that's 2 guesses. Is it Stephanie?
No, it's
No.
not Stephanie.
Who was it?
It was Claire. Well
Claire.
done, Claire.
Oh, Claire, you fooled me. Nice work, guys. Well done. And would we like one final guesser? Let's try one last round. Kahinde, do you want to do it? Yeah? Okay, you have to go hide. Cover your ears. Okay. Who wants to be the head honcho?
I see
David.
David Mulligan and Neve Jordan.
Oh
I see
gosh.
two people
Okay.
raising their hands.
Okay. So David, can you be the head honcho? And then when I say switch, this is gonna be tricky. When I say switch, Neve, you're gonna start. Okay? So we're gonna fool Kahinde and see if he gets it. Yeah? Okay? Neve, thumbs up? Okay, cool. Okay. Kahinde, come back. Hopefully he can't hear me if he was listening to my instructions. Oh, there he is. Oh gosh. Okay, can you close your eyes for one more second, Kahinde? Okay, please start, head honcho. Head honcho, start. Okay, Kahinde, open your eyes, please. Okay, you can start guessing.
Go.
Who did you guess?
You.
Me? It's not me. Good guess.
Ah. Boy.
Say it again.
Go.
I think it's me. No, it's not me.
Ah.
And switch. Kahinde, last guess.
Yeah, no. You.
It wasn't me. Good guesses. It was, drum roll please.
Yeah, you. No.
It was David and Neve. We did a really tricky one, actually. So good job, everybody. Well done, guys. Give yourselves a pat on the back. That was fun. And it's really hard to do it on Zoom, so I'm very impressed. Great stuff. So hopefully we have sharpened some of those observation skills and gotten more into the zone of the animal kingdom. And with that, I am going to share my screen again. And thumbs up if we can see. Great. We are going to meet the locals. So we're going to meet some locals, and the locals, by locals in this case, I mean our local animal creatures, the more than human world, all of these living beings that are not just humans that inhabit this same earth with us. And these creatures we're about to look at in particular inhabit the areas really close to where we live in Ireland. And I know a lot of us are based in Dublin, and these creatures are also here. As I describe each one, take a look at the pictures and the facts listed. I know there's kind of a lot of words on some of the pages, but also I would love to hear each time if you have any facts to add or any stories about these creatures that you have from encounters in your life. So this first one, because we played head honcho and used our owl eyes, our first creature is the owl. And if we have any Gaeilgeoirs in the group who would like to say it in Irish, this first word up here in the title is how you say a barn owl in Irish. Do we have any Gaeilgeoirs who want to give it a try? How do you say owl in Irish? Barn owl. Any tries? It's a hard one. Well, if anyone is inspired, just feel free to hop in and tell us how to say it in Irish. But in Ireland itself, we have the barn owl, which is has conservation status and is red listed. It is protected because it is on the decline. There aren't so many, and the barn owl is this white one that has a really striking face, and you see it in the picture. It's kind of turning its head to the side. There's the barn owl, the long-eared owl, which is the other owl in the pictures. It has the yellow eyes and the tufts up here. And there's also the short-eared owl, which has really similar plumage to the long-eared owl, but just shorter ears. So its name gives away some of its features. And these animals are nocturnal, which means that they are up at night, and they're hunting for small mammals and frogs and other little birds. So they're quite strong predators, and they have different sounds that they make. The barn owl, the white one, actually screeches as its sound, and usually the sound that I grew up with for owls was hoot, 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 hoot. So I'm not sure if you also grew up with that sound, but not all owls actually make that sound. And the young juvenile long-eared owls make a rusty gate sound when they're begging for food. So they're like, so yeah, those are some sounds of the owls that I didn't expect. And a cool thing about the short-eared owl is that it's the only one you might see during the day. Otherwise, it's really rare to see an owl because they're hunting in the cloak of night. Oh, sorry. I got ahead of myself there, gave you a little preview. But at this time of year, they're doing a lot of hooting at night, or screeching, whatever sound they're making. And they're putting on these courtship displays and marking their territory because they're starting to think about mating season. Yeah, so that's a bit about owls here. And I'm wondering if any of you have seen an owl. Can you show me a thumbs up if you've seen an owl before? I've never seen an owl in real action, so it'd be very cool if anyone has. I don't know if anyone has. It's hard to see an owl. Oh, Audrey, you've seen one. Can you tell us?
I only seen it on a farm. There's a small farm here, and they actually have some owls there for people to see. So you can see them out in the wild.
Yeah, that's still cool though. I haven't seen them in any way, so super cool.
Small farm my son works on, so they have 3 owls. Yeah.
Wow, cool. Yeah, and like you said, Audrey, and like the name says, the barn owl in particular loves to live in barns, and they live in old castles and abandoned buildings, and there's also owl homes that you can install that are on the sides of buildings way up high where they can feel safe and protected. So those are the places to look if you are trying to see one. So that's our owl. The next local is the hedgehog. And this is another creature that it doesn't even exist in the Americas. In the wild where I'm from, because I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I had never seen a hedgehog. I saw my very first hedgehog a few weeks ago in a log pile when I was clearing out some logs. There was just a hedgehog there, and I was like, oh my god, so exciting! Because they're very, in my mind, they're extremely cute. So I was very excited to see a hedgehog. And it's not certain if they're native or introduced to Ireland, but they're first recorded in Waterford in the 13th century, and they're called insectivores. They love eating insects. So that's probably why I saw one in a wood pile, because insects love decaying rotten wood. And the hedgehogs love eating beetles and worms and slugs and caterpillars. So that's probably what they were up to. They're also nocturnal, like the owls, so they're mostly out at night. And sadly, a place where we might see them most is on the road, because when they're traveling at night, they sometimes get run over by cars, which is sad. But there are a lot of them. And they have these spines on their back, like you can see in this very cute picture of one being held in a human hand. They have these spines and they roll up into little balls, and those spines are their defense mechanism. But animals like badgers with their sharp claws can get beyond those spines. So the defense mechanism doesn't work against everyone. And yeah, these guys make day nests. So every day they're kind of roaming around and they're finding new spots to shelter with piles of wood and leaf litter and things like that. And that is part of why they're so successful, is because they roam around and find different places. So if a predator is looking for them, they might not know where to find them. And around this time of year, hedgehogs are preparing to hibernate, because they're one of the only true hibernators in winter, along with bats in Ireland. So they're eating a bunch of food to build up their fat stores so that they can survive over the winter as they hibernate. Can I see a thumbs up if you've seen a hedgehog before? Do you have any hedgehog sightings here? Let's see. Is that a thumbs up from John? You've seen a hedgehog? Cool. Lucky you. Audrey's seen a hedgehog. Does anyone have a hedgehog story? No hedgehog stories? Yeah. That's okay. They're pretty cute. So that's the hedgehogs. I had a friend who had a pet hedgehog. I don't think they're great for pets, but they're great for the wild. Our next animal is the badger. In Irish, it's BROC. I think I pronounced that correctly, but if I didn't, please correct me. They're also nocturnal. So many nocturnal animals. They mostly eat insects and small creatures, but they also will eat plant matter. Their babies are called cubs, and they can live 6 to 14 years in the wild. They dig out their habitat, which is called a sett, S-E-T-T with 2 T's, and their setts are very elaborate homes with lots of tunnels and smaller holes where they dwell with big family units, usually 2 to 6 badgers per set, but there can be even more. So that's what they're up to, and they are a pretty serious predator, and especially around their mating season, when they're really territorial, they can be a bit vicious, but usually we don't see them. I have not seen a badger in real life either. There are not badgers in California, near where I'm from, but I'm wondering if any of you have seen a badger. Any badger sightings around the woods? Any badger sightings? Ooh, we have a lot of wildlife. We're gonna go spotting after this. Yeah, those are the badgers. Next we have the fox, and there in Ireland we have the red fox. It's very dog-like. They're most active at dusk and dawn, and that's when we see them most. I see loads of foxes, so that's something I have seen a lot of in Ireland that I never see in California. I see coyotes in California, but here I see foxes. And the ladies, the vixens, can have up to 14 cubs or kits in their litter. And an interesting fact is that the little ones are born blind and deaf, so they can't see or hear when they're born. And some days after, 11 to 14 days after, they start to gain those senses. But the mother is very vigilant during those early days because the cubs are really vulnerable. And around this time of year, they're starting to disperse. So they're starting to go find their own mates and start their own new families. So you might notice that happening. And these animals also hunt alone. I have only seen a fox by itself. I've never seen a fox with another fox. And I'm wondering if you have seen any foxes or have any fox stories. Thumbs up if you've seen a fox. Yeah, more people have seen foxes. They're quite common around the town. Stephanie, do you have any fox stories for us? Oh, can you unmute?
Yeah,
There you
perfect now, yeah. I actually do. I'm living in County Meath in a housing estate, and we have a big enough garden, but often we would come down in the morning, if it's very early in the morning, and there'll be a fox out in the garden. We have a little dog, which is a fox terrier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the dog, its face is very similar to a fox. And so we have a patio door, so there's the fox out in the garden, and our little fox terrier then is just barking at the fox. And it just runs away, but it's cute to see.
That is so funny. And they're like, we recognize each other. Our faces.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some bold foxes in the estate where I live. They're really out and about, and during the day, I know they're nocturnal. They're mostly out at dusk and dawn, but they're around all times of day. So that's the foxes. And finally, we have the deer, or the fia. I don't know if I hope I pronounced that correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong. But that was part of our visualization earlier. In Ireland, we have the red, fallow, and sika deer, and there's been some others spotted as well. And they can live 10 to 15 years in the wild on average. They graze, they look for opportunities to eat on what's low on the ground, and some of them are browsers, which means they're reaching up into the trees and nibbling on whatever's there if they need to. The interesting fact, I thought, was that the males shed their antlers every spring and they regrow. So those gorgeous, huge antlers are something that they're cycling through every year. And just like in our visualization, right now, what's happening is the rut, which is this really magical and active time for deer. And it's about 6 weeks long, and it's happening right now. If you go to Phoenix Park or the Dublin Mountains, like where Veronica was, or other natural spots, you might see this in action, where the males are defending their territory with these big loud noises, and they have different sounds. The red deer are roarers, and the fallow deer belch, and the sika scream. So there's lots of different sounds that they're making to protect their territory, and as part of this mating season. And they're like rubbing their antlers into different foliage and against different trees, so you can see markings of where they are, and you can usually find where they've bedded because they return to those spots every season. So if you see a big kind of concave area with the leaves cleared out, that might be where one of the deer are bedding. So it's pretty cool to keep an eye out for. Can I see a thumbs up if you've seen a deer in Ireland? Yeah, I see some thumbs here. I see Rachel with some thumbs. Sheena's seen a deer. Very cool. Do we have any deer stories of a deer encounter? Sheena, what happened when you saw a deer?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
What happened when I saw a deer? Well, you see lots and lots of them in the Phoenix Park.
Yeah.
So, like, you can literally go up and, feed them, which I don't know if that's like a good thing, because a lot of the public just, go up and feed them, maybe whatever.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes in the Phoenix Park there can actually be like a culling season. each year because they can have too many, which is probably not great, but if they have to keep the numbers down.
Ooh,
Leah, I think you're frozen.
can't hear you, Aaliyah. No.
Your sound is gone, Aaliyah. No sound.
Well,
there you're back.
There you're back.
Oh, good. Oh, okay, great. I was saying Sheena's point is really important because deer are prey. They usually are the ones being caught by predators. However, in Ireland, there aren't really predators big enough, except for humans, to be culling, so to speak, the deer. So yeah, the numbers of deer can sometimes get really, really high. So that's a factor when we think about deer and the populations here. So thank you for sharing, Sheena. And I was hoping we could play animal charades with these creatures, and we might still have time at the end, but we might have to save it. We'll see how we do. But in the meantime, we are going to try to make some dens. So the animals we've talked about have different types of dens. What we're looking at here is whose den? Can anyone see the creature whose den it is in this picture? Who's living here? Neve, do you have a guess? Yeah, I see you mouthed it.
Yeah.
Can you say Neve?
Yeah. Do you want to say the word, Neve?
Fox living in it.
Yeah, there's the fox there. And the fox is underground in its earth den. Yeah, and that's one way of having a den. This one is where, who's living there?
GRAINNEOG.
What'd you say, Claire?
A hedgehog.
Hedgehog. Good guess. It's close. It has those black stripes over its eyes. Any other guesses?
Black.
Badger.
Badger.
Yeah. So these are the badger sets, and those are also these tunnels underground that keep them safe, and they have multiple entry points and multiple little spots where they cuddle up. And finally, this one is the one you said, Claire. This is the hedgehog, and the hedgehogs kind of have these dumps of leaf litter and piles of sticks, and that's the kind that we're going to replicate today. Yes. So if you brought your sticks with you, I'll keep this picture up. Maybe I'll keep this picture for a minute. But if you brought your sticks, we are going to try to build a day nest for a hedgehog. And to do that, you will need some sticks, if you brought some. And you will also need some leaf litter. I brought some leaves and some sticks. And I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay. So, if you have those things with you, you can try to build alongside me. And if you did not bring sticks or leaves today, that's totally fine. And you can get out some paper and drawing things if you want to try drawing a den, or you can just follow along and see what we do and try it another time. So this is going to require some balancing and some patience with the sticks. So just keep that in mind. And also think about how these animals are building their dens and with their different hands and motor skills, because it's a little tricky. And of course the hedgehogs might not be building it exactly the same as this, but other creatures that eat insects or insects themselves would love a den like this. So I'm going to turn the screen to point down at what I'm doing. And here we are on the floor. And the most important thing is that I need a Y stick. So this is my Y stick. And you can see it has this Y shape, like the letter Y. And this is my anchor for the rest of the den. Once I have my Y stick, I also need my long stick. This is kind of the length of my arm. And this stick is going to be the spine, just like the back or the spine of the den. So I'm going to put my Y stick down. Make sure you can see here. I'm going to put my Y stick down here. And I'm going to lay my long stick so that it has a nice spine. And it's resting in the Y. Just like that. Can I see a thumbs up if we got that part? Yeah? Okay, cool. So I have my Y stick and my spine. I'm doing this in my room, which means that the Y stick is a little bit shaky. And if yours is shaky, you can try putting some books on either side of it or something to hold it still. But if you're outside doing this, like an actual creature, the Y stick could be stuck deeper into the soil. So it would secure it inside of the soil and it would be a lot more sturdy. But because I'm on a ground that I can't penetrate, it's going to be a little slippy. But we're going to do our best. So now I have the rest of my bundle of sticks. And I'm going to slowly and carefully take each stick and rest it. I might hold the Y stick during this part because it's a little wobbly. I'm going to rest these sticks to create the ribs that go along the spine. So I'm going to do a few on one side and a few on the other side. Bit by bit. And now see, I let go. I let go of it because now it's starting to stabilize because I'm balancing the sticks on either side of the spine, that long piece of wood in the middle. And I just went outside and picked these up outside. They're not any kind of special sticks. This one is slipping. And it could very well fall down, and that's okay too. It's like a mini construction project. But luckily, no one's inside yet until it's stable. So I'm just continuing to add sticks as the ribs of the shelter. And if you are also building, you can be thinking about which size of stick makes sense to go where. The longer sticks, usually at the taller part of the den, and saving some smaller sticks for the end. My sticks are getting very slippy on the floor, but that's okay. And you would continue all the way down. So that you have this shelter so you'd have sticks on either side, kind of like a tent. And this central part, this part where your Y stick is, would be the entryway for the hedgehog or whatever creature to crawl through. And you can have Y sticks that are bigger, like this, or like this. Here's some more Y sticks. Like any size. And you can even have massive Y sticks, or a Y stick that is just a fork in a tree, and use a massive log to form the spine. So you can make shelters with this method for small creatures like hedgehogs, or even smaller mini beasts, to huge humans, adults like us, and they could work as long as you have really sturdy structure and that your Y stick and the spine are really, really secured. As the final step, you get your leaf litter. So I just collected some leaves from outside, and they have some beautiful fall colors that are created, these yellows and oranges and reds, because the chlorophyll stops being as active in the leaf because there's less sunshine as autumn rolls in, and these other pigments become more visible. So I have some lovely fall colors here. And the last step when you're making a den, and especially if you have lots of time, you can be weaving in different twigs like these, larch or willow, that are more bendy. Here's a bendy one. So you can weave these kinds of bendier twigs into your other twigs to create more security horizontally. And your last step is to put your leaf litter on to your den, and you start from the bottom sticks, from the bottom where it meets the ground, and going up to pack it in. This is more like getting into a debris shelter, and you fill in all of those loose sections from the branches, from the twigs, to make it nice and cozy inside. So you would pack leaf litter from the ground up across the whole den so that it's nice and insulated. It's like natural insulation. I even got a feather in mine, but you just make a strong, thick layer of leaf litter across the whole thing. And that is how you form your den or debris shelter. So that's on the way to being a final product. Pretty fun. And I'm just sitting here next to my den. I see Veronica's building away there. There's some fun den. Ooh, Avila, Eddie, and I see this screen. Wow, look at that. Look at these debris shelters. How cool. That's looking great. Nice work, guys. Jackie, how's yours going? Did you use your bundle? Taking a water break? Great stuff.
Well, if you want to send in a picture and we can post it online, we can post it with other things. Is that okay, Audley?
Yeah, so if anyone's made one, just send in a picture. If you want to make it a little later in the day, just send it to Sarah or to Green Gables and we can post the pictures then later. Yeah.
That would be super. As usual, I rushed us a good bit, but you can use that strategy at your own pace at any time, and making sure you have the Y stick and the spine and going from there. So I know we are about to be out of time. So just a final share that I am so grateful to have had this time to spend with you and to learn about our places and the plants and animals that live here and more about you all. So thank you for sharing these times with me and for sharing your stories. I am so grateful. And thank you so much to St. John of God's for hosting this lovely space. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaliyah, for everything.